All right. Hi, Mary. My
Hi,
name
Shanae.
Hi, my name is Shanique and I'm with Shadow and Act. You look great. It's so good to
Thank
see
you.
you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And so let's hop right in. How do we see grief reshape the way Monet runs the family business in this third season?
Um, the grief is reshaping Monet in a way that's it was never positive, but it's just really bad now. Oh, it's ugly now. It's ugly now because she doesn't want to even see her that vulnerable.
I'm glad that you brought up that vulnerability because we never see Monet be vulnerable. Will we see more of that in this season? In what ways will we see her maybe let her guard down, if any?
I don't think she's ever going to let her guard down unless she's trying to trick someone. And this grief, it just makes everything worse for everyone else, including her, because she's in so much pain, you know, trying to act like she don't want anyone to, to see it, it's a lot for her.
Absolutely. And one common theme that I've seen within the first three episodes is that perception is everything. What would you say is Monet's perception of the business as a whole and trying to maintain that power or that control, if you will, while trying to move forward?
Um, well, her perception of the business right now is, what am I going to do? Because my exit strategy was my son, and I wanted out, and she wanted out. So now there's nothing else. So what's the new angle? Where do we go? And then someone that's already in the show, you know, she'll probably use to her advantage. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, and lastly here, that her story kind of parallels with Tariq because he wants an out as well. Do you think that that's going to change their relationship in any way by the end of the season?
It's definitely going to change the relationship, but Monet and Tariq trust each other to be exactly that. He trusts Monet to be Monet, and Monet trusts Tariq to be Tariq. So they're never going to have a problem because it's like, it's not going to be problems like, oh, you know, that he won't be mad and want to murder her, of course, but they're going to always work. They're going to always figure it out. They're going
Yeah,
to always figure it out.
always. And then my last question for you is just how have you grown with this role of Monet from season one to season three? What has been most rewarding about bringing her to life?
Just the confidence that it's given me in my acting and how comfortable I am with becoming the character and other characters now.
Yeah, well, you're doing an amazing job, much like everything you do. So thank you for sharing your
Thank
talent with
you.
us. So, what would you say that McLean is focused on the most in this season three?
Well, what he's always been focused on, McLean. At the end of the day, uh, I love the fact that people are they're wrong about him. They think that his motivation is money, when in fact, money's not a problem for him. Obviously, he shows that every time he takes on a case. Money is not the problem. The problem for Davis is Davis wants power. Period. And money comes respect. With respect comes power. He's still working on those last two, the respect and the power parts. But the way things are going for him and the way this season is starting to unfold, I don't know if he's either closer to it or further away from it.
Yeah. And last season we got to see, he's like an onion. We got to see more layers peeled back
Yeah.
about his past and just him.
Like,
Will
yeah, look, we have so many different storylines that these brilliant writers have to carry each week, that it's a blessing that they would even find time to give Davis some kind of backstory, which I appreciate. Go ahead. I'm sorry I cut you off.
Oh no, you're fine. I was just gonna talk a little bit about that backstory. Will we see any more layers peeled back even further about why Davis is the way that he is in this
I
season?
don't think you need a moral compass to find out why Davis is the way he is, or a description of why he is the way he is. Our whole society is. Davis McLean in a nutshell, if you really think about it. The fact that people are interested enough to watch, because this is a crime drama show, you know, if they're watching a lawyer's story, that speaks a lot to how our staff covers all of their bases and doesn't leave any stone left unturned. And I love that for us and for them.
Yeah. And lastly, I just wanted, before I go, I wanted to congratulate you on your Image Award. And so, I want to also know, yes, like, yes, I'm so excited and so happy for you.
Yeah,
With
you know
that,
what? I'm sorry not to cut you off, but there were people out there more happy for me than I was for. I was ecstatic now, but there are
yeah.
people out there genuinely more happy for me than I was for myself, if that's even possible. I love the fans, man. You guys, I love our people, period. And I'm not trying to draw no lines in the sand about color or anything like that, man, but I love the out of our people, man. We're a dope race. Not taking anything from anybody else's. I can only speak on what I know.
Yeah.
We are dope, man.
For sure. And just your evolution as a person. I've told you last season, I was introduced to you as Method Man the rapper. What has been the most rewarding part about bringing Davis to life for you? How has it stretched you as an actor?
Well, I speak a lot clearer. I enunciate a bit more. And I'm a bit more calculated. I like to thank Davis for that, But not only that, it's put a lot of eyes on me that wouldn't normally look. And hopefully it'll open up the floodgates to more challenges in the acting world.
It definitely will. Thank you so much for your time, Method Man.
Hell yeah.
LaToya, I want to start with you because we see Diana turning over a new leaf in terms of following some of her own dreams this season. Do you think any of this will affect the perception that she has of her family and carving out a legacy of her own?
Not really, because I feel like even though she's dibbling and dabbling in school and trying to find her way and get her education, which is what she always wanted, I feel at the same time, as methodical as our family, as the Tatas are, they'll figure out a way to use her within the family business and the things that she's learning to get by in the drug game.
Absolutely. And, speaking of perception, Woody, would you say Kane's outlook on having that power, chasing or being on that power trip is going to change in this season? And will we see him grow or evolve in any way?
I think that's interesting because Kane is all about the business and work and making sure the business thrives. But he's the problem child. And then his siblings are in relationship goals. One is going to school and they're clearly don't want to be in the business, but I don't know. I'm over it. I'm over it. I don't know. I feel like, no. But this year I feel like Kane, I think he's going to find someone that's going to help him evolve. I can see that. I can see that for him. I think this season he's going to really find somebody that's going to help him evolve. I think he only talks down on his siblings because he knows how great they are. So he's kind of verbal, when people try to down talk you, but they know you really like that. And I think that's what he does to keep his siblings down. And I think I'm excited to see the siblings actually figure that out and go off and do their own thing.
Yeah. It's just that typical kind of sibling rivalry, if you will. And then lastly for you, Lovell, as we enter into season 3, we see the Tejadas, specifically Monet, operating out of grief. Can you talk a little bit about how this is affecting the family's operation as a whole and how we will see it come full circle from beginning to end?
Absolutely. I see the family having to lean on each other even more. And for Drew specifically, trying to find different outlets and ways that he can process his grief and be there, show up for the business and show up for his family, but still needing that the real human need to exercise what you're feeling inside. Because, how often are we going through something and I got to go to work. And here's this whole pain in your neck back now that's just giving you a bunch of problems that you're not even thinking, you know what I mean? So I think it in different ways, it'll manifest in Drew and the other family members as well, until it has to be addressed. That grief needs to actually come out.
Absolutely. Well, I saw the first 2 episodes. I'm super excited. Y'all are really killing it. I'm so proud. Like, I know y'all, so keep up the good work.
Appreciate you, Shanique.
Thank
you.
you.
I just want to know, a common theme that I've seen within the first 3 episodes is that perception is everything. Would you say that Tate's perception of Tariq will change by the end of this season?
That's a great question, and it's for audiences to see. But I definitely can say that as we learn a little bit more about Tariq and what he's dealing with and what's in front of him, it's one of those things that Rashad Tate is trying to figure out. Is Tariq becoming more of James St. Patrick? Is this somebody that is the reincarnation of a person that is a power and a force to reckon with? And I think audiences will get a chance to see that as the episodes unfold. But perception is something that is really big in terms of our theme this season. But it may not be the actual reality. And I think that's one of the things that we can see in a lot of the characters. The duality, what you see here may not be actually what's actually behind closed doors. And certainly for Rashad, he's the type of person that'll come in and he's smiling, he's thumbs up, he's the person that's going to make change. But he also finds himself doing things that are very much so self-serving. He's not going to stop. He'll do anything and whatever it takes to, continue to climb that political ladder. And he's the type of person that's always going to take steps that other people won't take. He's gonna do the things that most people probably wouldn't do, and he stays ahead of the game.
Yeah, and speaking of just, taking those steps that other people won't take, without giving too much away, do you think we'll encounter any surprises when it comes to Rashad and Tariq's relationship or whatever it is?
Certainly, there's gonna be some surprises for sure, and that's what's great about the show. We have to have some surprises, things that you might think will happen may not happen. And there may be some things that you anticipate that you would want to unfold that may happen. But there's always these twists and turns. And as actors, we're always at the edge of our seats when we're reading the scripts, because we're like, okay, because they don't really tell us until we read them. And then we have like a day or two to prepare, and then we're already filming it. So, but we are, we're always invested in what's happening with the characters. And I feel like, the more committed we are to the stories and portraying these characters, the more our audiences and our, Power and Ghost families will be pleasantly surprised and satisfied with what we're bringing.
Yeah, so like I'm 3 episodes in, so far so good. I'm ready for more. But my last question for you is that one thing we've been witnessing Tariq grapple with is legacy, and you kind of alluded to it earlier because he's trying to fight those generational curses, if you will, in terms of how his legacy ends up. But I want to know, if you had to summarize Rashad Tate's idea of what his own legacy should look like in a sentence, what would you say?
Accomplished. That's what he wants. He's a goal getter. Just wants to be just accomplishment. And I think for him, his legacy for sure is someone that he's an overachiever, and he would not take no for an answer, and nothing will stop him. His legacy certainly is unstoppable.
And just like yours, again, it was an honor to chat with you today. It's like a dream come true. So thank you for your time.
It means a lot. Thank you so much.